Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. As you saw yesterday, my video that I put up yesterday just before the game, one of the ways for the Heats to beat out the Nuggets, it was one of those things where you're not going to contain Jokic. Let him do what he can do. But if you can contain the assists, which sort of did, but the rebounds were not there in the ways, but he still scored a double-double. He had 41 points. But the thing was, if you can contain Murray and the rest of the team, you should be able to go, and which they did. They were able to contain Murray for under 20 points, which was impressive in and of itself. And the other factor is as well too is if Butler can score, well, I thought he was going to if he could score 25 points as well as Lowry can score somewhere in that range as well too. Lowry scoring 9 points was not as much, but the fact is like both Butler and Adebayo both had 21 points, and then Vincent, which was I think a complete surprise, having 23 points, played a huge factor as well too. And then looking at the stats at this point right now too, quite honestly, it was a case where I didn't think this was going to happen, quite honestly, from the perspective of how they won it in that situation. Because let's be honest, with the way it worked out, I don't think we would have seen this much of a dramatic change or shift in the playoffs or the finals for that matter. I mean, like in this case, look, the Nuggets scored 52% of the goal. They scored 52% of the goals, basically, right? But the thing was, I think it came down to the free throw line. The fact that now the Miami Heat were able to get to the free throws, that was pretty impressive too. They got 18 for 22, meaning they were like about 90%, whereas the Denver Nuggets were about 86%. The other factor is the Heat were landing some of their three-pointers. They had a 48.6% of their three-pointers they were hitting, whereas the Denver Nuggets, 39%. Essentially, the Heat were getting more three-pointers. And then the other factor is the rebounds. So defensive rebounds, at least the Heat were getting more defensive, not as much defensive, but they were getting enough to the point like to match the Denver Nuggets. And then the whole assisting, well, the Heat had more assists, of course, but the other factor is like they didn't have as many turnovers compared to what it was in Game 1. So that played a huge factor. And the other aspect was, as well, too, points in the paint. Denver had more than the Heat, but in this situation, they were relatively close in some cases. So this was impressive how the Heat beat out the Nuggets. Now the question is, can the Heat take this into Game 3? I, as a fan, prefer the Nuggets to win. Not because of the fact that, like, oh, it's on the bad one type of thing, but it's more of a case of, like, because I'd rather not have the Heat, a number 8 seeded team, win against the Nuggets. Why? Because one, as a Knicks fan, I enjoyed the fact that the Knicks were, at the time, the only number 8 seeded team to ever make the finals, and now the Heat have. If the Heat win this, that means the Knicks' impressive run during that time becomes greatly diminished compared to what the Heat just did. So as a Knicks fan, I prefer the Heat not to win. I prefer actually Denver to win 4-1. That's my honest opinion. If they can win 4-1, I would be very happy about that. But honestly, I don't know if that's going to happen. It looks like it might be 5. It might be 6 games. There might be 6 to 7 games, most likely for sure. Quite honestly, I hate to say it more than anything else. So, if I had my choice, like I said, I would prefer Denver to win 4-1 in 5, basically, so that the Knicks' 99 run to the finals is not diminished. But again, yeah, I mean, I showed how, the Heat can beat the Nuggets, which they did. Basically contain Murray and, minimize the turnovers, but also get a little bit more rebounds or match the rebounds, because you won't be able to beat Jokic. You can't contain Jokic. If you can, that would be mad impressive. But if you contain him, that means you're opening up someone else, which is Murray. So let Jokic try to beat you out versus everyone else. And they did that, basically. And that's what happened. And Adebayo actually was able to score more at this point. So that's the other thing I think they just saw right now. They know that Jokic, decent defender, defensively speaking, but during this game, he wasn't as great that he can contain Adebayo. So as a result, they could go the fast breaks and also the backdoor plays and such and pick and rolls. I think Adebayo should be able to score 25 points easily each game, because it looks like Jokic was not able to adapt to that. But with that, I'll leave it at that. Let me know your comments. Do you think the Heat will win and win against the Nuggets in the series? Do you think the Heat will actually be the first 8th seeded team actually to win the NBA Finals? And what do you think of my assessments between this video and the other video I showed just before the game? Did they come out to be accurate? is this the case where like this is how the Heat can win? Actually, do you think that's accurate or not, or do you think I'm just way off? Again, you're welcome to leave it in the comment section. I read my comments, and I do respond to them, of course, when I get notified about them, of course. And also the other aspect is like if you enjoy my video, enjoy my content, and enjoy my channel, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you don't enjoy my content, don't enjoy my video, but still watch them anyways, I ask if you can please subscribe. And you're welcome, again, to leave feedback, critique me as all you want. It would be great. I kind of can figure out if you like it or not like it, or what content you focus on. If you hit the like button or dislike button, I'll know what to focus on a little bit more. But with that, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, and of course, unrehearsed. Until next time.